Hey everyone, welcome to JoJos World.
Good morning, amigos, and welcome to the Kanto region of JoJo's.
Kanto
region.
Hi, I'm Kanto region. Welcome to my Pokemon zone. We got cowboy Pokemon, we got horse Pokemon.
We got blues Pokemon, we got western Pokemon.
We got both types, country and western Pokemon.
You get the fuck out of my house.
I'm Liam S. Smith, one of your co-hosts.
And I'm Nick Valentine, the other one of the co-hosts. So it's an exciting day, Liam.
Exciting day.
It's a very exciting day.
This is the 7th episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Part 5 Vento Oreo that we watched today on this, our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast. And Nick, that very episode...
What?
What?
I don't know, I'm just waiting for you to say
Okay, you kind of threw off my flow there. Nick,
I think this is what I do, though.
That very episode covers chapters 462 through 464 of the manga.
464?
Yeah?
Is that divisible by 4?
I don't know.
I think it is!
Okay. Play the prime number sound or something. I don't know.
What do you mean? That's literally the worst possible... It's not a prime at all, you
Play
fucking
the
clod.
divisible by 4 sound.
Thank you. Da-da-da-da. Because it's got 4 things in it. Get it? It's 4 tones.
Is it in 4/4 time?
Yes, that's what that means.
I don't know.
Well, come on, Liam.
I don't do music.
I do.
Exactly. That's why you're here.
I sounded very offended.
That's why I
for
asked
some
you to come
reason.
on this podcast with me. Lo, those 119 episodes ago. And I just told you a lie, because this is in fact the 120th episode of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure as a whole.
Oh my god, 120? Is that divisible by 4?
I don't know.
I think
So
it is?
why 4 today?
Um,
Oh, because Sex
400
Pistols.
Yeah.
Nick's looking at me like he didn't really do that deliberately.
I totally did.
There's a character who features heavily in this week's episode who is suspicious about the number 4.
I got fucking blasted on Twitter because, one, he's probably going to blast me on Twitter again. It's like, Nick doesn't even know what is divisible by 4, and he
Wait.
forgot that there was 4 in the number thing.
Wait, what?
From Paddy at Twin Humanities. He blasted us, or me, on Twitter about not having the link between Sex Pistols and actual literal guns
Yeah,
that exist.
had nothing to do with being divisible by 4.
No,
though.
but I can just see it already that someone, potentially Paddy again, I love you Paddy, but also potentially Paddy again, where he's just going to be like, Nick can't divide by 4. He said 120 was divisible by 4, which it
Nick,
is. But that's not
I've got to cut you off here.
Oh,
I
come
just don't care about mathematics.
God damn it, man.
Oh, bad pod.
Hey, but do you care about the episode being brought to you by possibly...
The moment there when Nick glanced at me fearfully to see if I was going to call him up on his mispronunciation.
We are the most professional team here.
Oh, good app.
Do you think possibly a man also divisible by 4 because he has 4 syllables in his name? Kenneth Carter.
Kenneth Carter.
Exactly. But it's 2 per thing.
Kenneth Carter, who of course supported us on Patreon.
Yes, that is correct. Patreon that's not divisible. by 4.
Patreon.com/JoJos World. # March Madness. Check it out.
Oh god, it was a thing.
Thanks, Kenneth. You made it all possible.
You're the one and only. The one we want inside our hearts and our minds. You are.
Oh, tell me more.
You are the hands across America.
Does he have a good car?
Well, I can't remember any other lyrics to that song. Was his name Kenneth Carter? Bring me a drink. I don't know where that was going.
Moving swiftly along.
Thanks, Kenneth. I don't know why I waved.
So, Nick,
Yes.
shut up.
Wait, does this mean Arrogance incoming?
I said shut up, because I want to share with you some words of wisdom from our friend, creator of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Hirohiko Araki.
We're on a first name basis with him.
Sure. This is from volume 49 of the manga release.
Ooh. Does that include this episode?
It includes the first... Actually, it does, because this episode only included about 2 or 3 chapters, and this included the first 2 chapters of Sex Pistols Appears, the name of this episode.
Sick.
Bullets. It may be because recently I'm only interested in listening to female singers, but when it comes to mangakas or writers, specifically in the field of the horror genre, that's a tortured sentence.
Okay.
When I read something that makes me go, man, this person comes up with really freaky stuff, the creator usually tends to be female. I won't name any specific names, but there you go. This is just a personal opinion. Oh gosh. This is just a personal opinion.
Wait, hang on, wait. Disclosure. Liam is reading this as he goes along and realizing maybe he shouldn't have started reading it at all.
No, we should.
Oh,
because
okay.
we should share Hirohiko Araki warts and all. Patreon.com slash JoJos World Hirohiko Araki interviews special.
Man, we're really selling the Patreon right now.
This is just a personal opinion, but I don't think there have been any female prodigies in the architectural or art world.
Weird that he mentioned architecture, but sure, okay.
But when it comes to things pertaining to atmosphere and mood, there are a lot of women that put me to shame, and I learn a lot from them. That's what I've been concentrating on recently, as I look at the world. And that's accompanied by a picture of him where he looks like he's died in an armchair on a lawn wearing sunglasses, and someone's propped him up Weekend at Bernie's style.
He looks like my now dead grandmother who fell asleep in a chair every time I remember seeing her. But it's now Hirohiko Araki, and he looks somehow more dead.
Poetic.
Truly.
Yes. So, Hirohiko Araki, sort out your preconceived notions about women architects and artists, I guess.
Well, hey, he can have an opinion.
So, Nick,
Yes.
what are your preliminary feelings on today's episode? Sex Pistols appears.
Okay. Mass quantities of confusion regarding the tone of what I watched and or how torture is done in Italy, just in general.
How so?
Well, it feels like it's very dance heavy.
We'll get to the torture dance in a few moments, but that was a very hotly anticipated moment of this program from people who have read the manga, and they really took it to the next level above what was in there.
Yeah, I mean, how much of it was like from the manga?
The dance moves
Okay.
and the torture that was happening.
But not the weird, like, surreal quasi-drawing things?
No.
Like, surrealist kind of minimalist drawings of a guy getting his eye
Pain
burned out.
flashes.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Not that.
God damn. God damn.
And also, of course, not the music itself.
Oh, yeah. Well, at the same time, who knows who put that on in the background?
Narantia. We saw him.
No, I mean, like, in real life.
What?
I mean, Araki put the music on in the background in real life to draw his stuff. So who knows how that could have, you know.
We open on
Aw.
the ocean. There are black-tailed gulls flying around.
They're not seagulls,
They're black-tailed gulls.
which aren't seagulls.
Narantia and Fugo were doing a brief little sketch about how Narantia has hurt his head and like he's got a big egg on it.
Oh, no. What's he going to do to...
Poor Narantia.
How's he going to get rid of this big egg on his mouth?
And this is coming back again to that weird sort of like almost fatherly relationship he has with Fugo despite being much older than him.
Wait, how old is Fugo?
I think Fugo's 15-ish, like, because he's got that boy prodigy thing
Yeah,
going
he's a
on,
child
remember?
prodigy, but Narantia's like 7?
Yeah, Narantia's 17.
Yeah.
Fugo is 16. Okay,
There
so
you
they're closer than that, but still.
Not quite a father in terms of like an age difference.
No.
No.
But yeah, it's like, oh, hold still, let me have a look at it. Oh yeah, that's a big one. You don't want to touch that.
Oh, great. Now I've got a big mound on my noggin.
And they'll start kicking the corpse question mark of Zucchero.
I want to say body.
The body of Zucchero, which, as we recall from last time, has had the head zipped off and is now just laying limp on the deck. And while we get these shots of everyone just kicking his body, like first Narantia's doing it, then Fugo joins in, then Mista.
You fucking asshole. Now I have to think hard about what I'm going to do next.
Yeah, we get these cutaways to just the head watching them all kick his body and like his mouth has been zipped up.
It was at this point I think I remarked, it was like, so they're still gangsters. Harsh reminder.
Yep. Something falls off his body, which Giorno picks up, and it's like, it's his ID. He's from Rome, he's a Roman gangster, great. Mr. squats down beside his severed head.
He's all like, hey.
Severed head.
What? Was that a joke that I'm missing out on here?
That's from Diamond is Unbreakable, from our podcast.
Severed head.
He's got a fishing line in one hand, glasses in the other,
Yep.
and he's like, hey man, it's me, Mister.
Because he can't talk.
Is that garbage or seaweed on your face there? It looks like seaweed, but it could also be a piece of plastic. I hope it's not garbage. That would mean this beautiful ocean was polluted, and that would be bad. For me, Mister.
Meh.
I wonder how aware Hirohiko Araki was of the phenomena of those huge islands of
Plastic?
Yeah.
Just floating around in the ocean?
Scary.
Actually terrifying.
Too scary for me.
You know what's even more terrifying about the ocean and its pollution? We are probably at some point eating plastic when we eat fish because of how much plastic goes into the ocean. So they eat the little micro fragments of plastic.
You know what else is terrifying about the ocean?
Everything?
The fact that global ecological collapse and rising sea levels means one day it'll kill us all. And I don't mean our children, I mean probably you and me.
Hey, you know what else is terrifying about the ocean? There's this big ass squid
Yeah.
that like
Big,
lives
scary squid.
real deep. Like, and if you went that deep, you'd probably get crushed alive
Not only by the squid, but by the water itself.
by the squid women and squid children too.
Anyway.
Man, I'm really scared about the future.
And the ocean.
Especially the ocean. Got that sick thalassophobia happening.
So he's like, hey, why don't you answer me when this stuff I'm talking about the ocean, man?
Because he has his mouth zipped shut.
Yeah.
It's almost like a question he can't win.
The boat crests a wave. The narrator cuts in. Capri. When the ancient Greeks colonized the Mediterranean Sea, they looked for places with the most beautiful scenery in the world to make their settlements, like Capri. Also, it has a shoreline with white precipices, standing in stark contrast to its beautiful shoreline.
It makes it look like a fortress.
A Roman emperor made it his vacation home and stayed there for 10 years without returning to Rome. Must be nice.
I mean, it's probably pretty alright.
And now the guys are going there to get their money.
Who could foresee what could happen next?
Cut to the opening.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Nick, any new observations?
I noticed that the hourglass that
Abacchio.
is in.
You're going to say Arachio?
I was about to say Aranchio, but that's definitely
That's
not
stuff
his name.
related the fusion dance.
Yeah. So his thing is like an hourglass because he goes back and forward in time with his dude. And I also noticed
His hourglass is full of chains, not sand.
Yeah.
Because he's a cop.
Ah.
A carbio. Anyway.
Chain eyes. I also noticed that Naranchia's like chain thing is like going more like into him, which is weird, and it probably means something given that all the other ones probably mean something. Yeah.
The chains of fate.
Yeah, so now I know that
And responsibility. And society.
What are you? Do you need a fedora right now?
No, I'm new Joker movie Joker.
Oh no.
You know.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if it looks any good though.
There was a really good tweet. Where someone was like, man, if I was in the new Joker movie and I saw a bunch of clowns just like tearing shit up on the subway in New York one day, I'd be like, ugh, I guess some fucking clown thing is happening today.
Man, it's just like what? Early 2017 or 2018 where all those clowns were walking around being all like, hey.
I also don't know if it looks good, but I'm weirdly intrigued by it.
Yeah. I mean, what's his name? Joaquin Phoenix?
Joaquin.
I literally got the exact opposite.
You've only seen that written down, haven't you?
Yes. Joaquin Phoenix. He seems like a pretty good actor.
I guess.
Weird choice that they were like, we want you to play the Joker.
So twisted, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah. What if the Joker was in here? I'd be so scared. Because he's just so warped and unpredictable.
He'd just stand there.
He'd tell me how he got those scars.
Oh, yeah, he did have scars, didn't he?
After the opening.
Anyway.
They all talk about, like, we're going to land soon. We're pretty sure no one's following us. No one should know we're going to Capri. But Bruno is still suspicious. Because whoever told Zucchero about the fortune could be working with him.
But who could that
And it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird that, as we see in this episode, that the guy who told Zucchero about the fortune is working with him, given that we saw after he's told Zucchero about the fortune, Zucchero jumped out of a moving vehicle the other guy was in.
Yes. How weird is that for JoJo's, though? Let's be real.
That's like a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, it's a pretty not so weird thing to do. Also, I do like that in that entire scene, being like, because you looked like a madman explaining like a conspiracy theory to him, being like, okay,
let me get out my big board with red string. Zucchero works for the mob. This other guy also works for the mob. They were in a car talking, and then Zucchero was on a boat. Coincidence?
Where have we seen cars before?
Amphibious cars?
Mario Hotel. far away car get to?
Jotaro Kujo, the taxi driver from Mario.
Stand power, time. What does this mean? Anything's possible.
In conclusion, Speedwagon did it.
Foundations, like the ones under the earth that
The
we're
ones
sitting
under
on.
9/11. So, by which I mean the World Trade Center.
My God.
Back with Guido Mista at Zucchero's head. Oh, I'm wearing a shirt with an Illuminati emblem on it today. Very fun.
It's all connected.
So I got like this fish hook and these glasses. They're not mine. I just found them in the boat over there.
They're unrelated to me and my friends.
Would you prefer I use the glasses or the fish hook?
Because I don't really need to use either of them.
But, you know, if you could answer me and I would use your preference, or if you don't answer, I could use both. Because I need answers, Mr. Zucchero. I like how Mr. just super chill about this.
Yeah.
It's one of those classic, like, casual mafia torture lead-ins.
Where it's like, you know, I don't want to hurt you, but you're gonna die.
You really upset me when you did this thing, you know?
As the guy's bloodied and beaten.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
After his, like, goons have been like, yeah, we roughed him up for you. Boss is like, you know, I don't want to get my hands dirty.
Do you like ice?
Takes off gloves very slowly.
He'll be like, do you like ice? Yeah, I love a good bit of ice with my drink, you know? But the problem is, you have to, like, chip it away from this big block with this ice pick. Have you ever done that with that motion? Here, let me try on you.
Hey, you know, I really enjoy that sort of feeling you get after a long, hard day of work of drinking vodka. You know that feeling you get? It feels really tingly. Like someone punched you in the face. Here, let me express that feeling.
Okay, sure. Less subtle than some, but gets results.
Yeah. It's
So,
the new mobster way.
Mr. puts the fish hook through Zucchero's eyelid, already big ouch.
Yep. Don't want that to happen to me.
Then, keeping in mind his head is detached from his body, sort of casts the fishing line such that the head goes flying and wraps around one of the rails of the boat, and it's just hanging there.
Very
So
precariously.
that point of tension is the hook in the eyelid. Ouch.
I don't know how it's still on his head, but that's fine.
Maybe it's snagged on his bone or something.
God fucking damn it, Liam.
And then he sets up the spectacles so that the sun is refracting.
Okay, use your words.
The sun is refracting
you
through the
go.
lenses of the speckies
Uh-huh.
into his eye. Like so many kids being burnt by... No, not that.
By so many ants burning the children.
So many giant ants with magnifying glasses
my
burning
God.
small kids.
It's just like that book of Goosebumps with the giant ants.
It's just like Earth Defense Force.
Oh God, they're rising up.
And of course, Sid from Toy Story. You mean that
just-
happy child?
He was so pleased with what he was doing for all the wrong reasons. Truly, it taught us not
Made
to
a baby
abuse toys.
crab thing.
Yeah, I don't know if I would call that a crab. I don't want to sully the name of crab.
Made a fishing line with sexy legs.
I had confused feelings about that fishing line.
Kind of like it's like a certain sort of Metal Gear enemy, that fishing line. You know, the geckos?
Yeah, I had very confused feelings about all the characters in Metal Gear Solid 4. Where it's like, Snake walks out and is all like, battlefield control. And it's like, I don't know how to feel about that voice connected to that old man. It feels like he shouldn't be that old at all. And then like, just random sexy box shooter thing. Where it's like, I have a gun attached to me.
Oh, yes.
But look at my legs.
Anywho,
Yep, high tier fashion.
Narantia puts his boombox back on. It's working again now.
Wiki, what?
A sort of funky song starts playing.
Something to that effect. I don't know what the song is, but it sounded like that kind of, right?
Yeah, it was like, Well, my name's Giorno, and I'm here to say I've got a dream here in Italy. I'm gonna crime the climb and time with dimes. And watch out for my dad, he'll stop time.
Oh, Liam. Let's just leave the music to me.
So that was an original composition, I've just confirmed.
Okay. Is it called Torture Dance?
Well, here there is, I don't know if this is the exact same song because it's just on someone's SoundCloud, but there is Passione Torture Dance song full version by Thick E Log.
Oh! Is it thick with two C's?
Yes.
Oh!
So, the song kicks up, Narantia starts dancing, we get a lot of like close-up swirling body shots.
And time for dancing. My name's Narantia,
then-
and I'm here to say...
Then we get a shot of like, first I think Fugo like his head silhouetted against the sky. He looks over, then he joins in. He walks over, close up on his feet as he's walking up. He does the same moves. Mista does the same thing. They're all in formation.
It's like moonwalking, snap fingers, West Side Story style. I'm gonna fuck you up real good.
And here, for your benefit, Nick,
Is this from the manga?
this is from the manga.
Yes!
As you can see, the whole thing is just 4 panels.
Wait, are you serious? That's it?
There may have been some lead into this with Narantia getting started. But
Okay.
here's Narantia dancing, and then there's Mr. and
I'm gonna steal this.
Mr. and Fugo are nearby watching. Next
Yep.
panel, Mr.'s on board.
Mister's in it, yep.
Next
Fugo's-
panel, Fugo's on board. They're going up on their toes, elbows high. Final panel, they're down, squat,
Slavic
hands by their
style.
crotches. The torture dance.
Amazing.
The torture dance. The torture dance. The torture dance.
Fucking eye!
Yeah, and it's all kind of pointless because after that, Bakio's like, hey assholes, what are you doing over there? And they never come back to ask him any more questions.
Wait, are we just gonna skip over the amazing sequence of just like, it's like that, but with more weird shit?
Oh yeah, and there are cutaways to like Zucchero's head with like different graphics being
Portrayed?
over it, which I've heard argued, and I haven't gone back to check close enough, but I've heard argued that those graphics could represent the stand powers of Mista, Narantia, and Fugo.
Okay. Good thing I don't know any of their
So
stand powers.
so for instance, like with Mista, one of them was like vaguely crosshair shaped or something.
Ah, very cool. Very cool. And Fugo's is smile shaped because he's a happy chappy.
Because he's twisted, like the Joker.
Ah, and Narantia's is shaped like a plane because that's all I know about it.
That's all you know about Narantia. He also has a knife.
Yes, as do most characters in this part of JoJo's apparently. What? They all had knives. Mista had a knife to cut through his.
Oh, okay, that's a food knife though.
Yeah. Oh, you mean like a butterfly knife?
Like a switchblade.
Was that Narantia?
Yeah,
I thought
Narantia
that
had a
was
switchblade.
Bakio.
No,
Oh. Ooh.
Bakio has headphones
Bakio's headphones.
and is a cop.
Oh, he's an audiophile.
Yeah, sure.
There you go. That's why he's so grim all the time. He's like, I just can't get that
The
crisp
levels
audio
are just
qual-"
wrong.
You know,
Those plosives are just going nuts.
real life just has
And
40 kHz.
The sibilance, Giorno. The sibilance.
The sibilance.
Yeah.
What about the scintillation? I'm not a fan of the scintillation.
So anyway, yes, the whole torture sequence is kind of pointless in the end because then Abakio just uses Moody Blues to replay Zucchero radioing to his partner on Capri being like, I've taken out all of them, but Abakio and Bruno, gonna take out Abakio soon. Then make Bruno tell me where the thing is, get to Capri. And the guy's like, I'll get to Capri on a super fast boat.
I have nothing to add to this.
And then everyone, I suppose they just leave Zucchero hanging on the railing.
Shit, I never thought of that. I literally went, oh, so he probably is gone now. Do we ever see him again?
No. Bruno's just like, oh, it'll take far too long to make him talk. He's a hardcore gangster.
So they're just going to leave him on this railing just to be like, all right, you die now.
Bye.
Gangsters.
So everyone's like, oh no, we've been taking a long, slow yacht journey to make sure no one's following us, and this guy could have gotten to Capri before us. He's definitely there by now. Cut to Bruno Bucciarati's internal monologue. Oh, he's sweating. Ugh.
I just love how sweaty. Also, this bit. Okay, hot take.
Hot take.
On this part of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Put in a sting that's just like, dun dun. Okay, thank you. So,
where were we?
hot take. Every single motion in this part feels like Araki went, hang on, hang on, hang on. They shift, and now suddenly everyone looks more fashion. Literally, when they start talking, they're all kind of looking away and stuff. And then as soon as...
Oh, cut away, cut back, everyone's posing.
Well, no, even like in that one shot, it's like everyone's kind of looking, and then they all turn to do a side pose.
Right.
And you're like, okay, yep, I'm fully on board. And then the next shot is like Abakio. He's like awkwardly off here, and then just shunk.
Boy,
with
you
a
guys have
pose.
really been working on your Cory.
Basically, it feels like every time they motion, it's like, and now I'm more fashion.
I think this is a good opinion, Nick. I don't know if it's necessarily what qualifies as a hot take, though.
Is it a popular opinion?
I think it's just an astute observation.
Oh, okay, all right.
So Bruno's like, oh god, they're all looking at me. No time to hesitate. I have to outfox this guy. I'll get to the island. Giorno cuts in. I'll go to the island first.
Fuck you, Bruno. I'm more likable.
Naranchi is like, you idiot. You can't get to the island first. We're on a boat. What are you going to do? Swim?
Oh, I had a question about Narantia before he tortured the guy.
Sure.
So he had his hand out being all like something.
Oh, yes, so
something
Narantia
Zucchero.
briefly did a sort of eeny, meeny, miny, mo style,
Divination?
yeah, fortune-telling sort of thing.
Yeah.
So he counts out the syllables in Zucchero's full name.
Is it divisible by 4? You know what we call that? We call that a
Callback.
Yeah, because I'm really bad at jokes.
Did you actually want to know about the thing, or did
Yes,
you just want to
I
set it up? Okay, because I can see it going either way with you. So it was something like, counting out
Syllables of his name?
syllables of his name to go out and back on his fingers.
Right.
And then you make up the difference by, because, out and back is 10 syllables.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't have 10 syllables as his name, you make up the difference by going like heaven, hell, ninth circle of hell.
Oh.
And he landed on ninth circle of hell, condemning Zucchero to the ninth circle of hell.
Oh no, that's bad. Is this like an Italian thing, or is this just...
Probably a Japanese thing.
Right, okay. They have a ninth circle of hell in Japan?
No, we have that.
Oh.
Like in Dante.
Yeah, but that's
in
like
Inferno.
Western mythology.
That's all bullshit. Like religion is the
know
cause
that.
of like most of the world's suffering,
Whoa. Whoa.
Does it offend you when I say that it's all bullshit and that the ninth circle of hell doesn't exist? Satan?
I mean, I don't know if I want it to not exist, because then we won't have something rad to look forward to where it's like, man, this is some cool art design.
Ricky Gervais. Heaven, hell. Ninth circle of hell. Heaven, hell.
It's close enough. It's close enough for you. I wouldn't mind if he went to heaven.
Does it offend you that I'm going to hell?
A little bit.
Does your sky god get upset that I'm going to hell?
Hey, Liam,
Yeah?
does it offend you that my name isn't divisible by 4?
Does it offend you? I don't know what that was. Does it offend you that my name is Ricky and I'm here to say I'm an atheist and my comedy's less than okay?
Whoa!
I
I'm
was in the
offended.
office and that was okay. And then everything else has just been kind of a slow downward slope.
It's been a slow, substantial burn. With some risque content that
anyway.
is very much catered to a particular taste.
Mine?
Well, yours?
Oh, wait, I thought you were saying you were talking about what I was doing.
No.
Just catering specifically to me. No one else.
It's like, hi, I'm parodying Ricky Gervais, and I specifically am his audience.
I know, no one else enjoys my parodies of Ricky Gervais, but I do. So I'm gonna keep doing them.
So wait, have you ever been like, I want to say, have you ever been blasted on Twitter for being like, man, there's too many Ricky Gervais parody moments with Liam. What's up
I
with
don't
that?
think so.
Maybe I should do it.
You just did. Whoa.
Boom.
So anyway, yeah, Naranchi's like, how are you going to get there? You're going to swim? And Jordan's like, I'm going to swim. I'm going to turn this life ring into a fish. Look.
I have... you
And
know
I'll
what?
let the fish pull me to shore. Nick, you had problems with this.
That's not how fish work.
Why not?
Have you ever been like, boy oh boy, that koi could pull me to shore?
It's a big fish.
It's a big fish, yeah, but it's not going to pull you, is it?
He made it.
Yes, but that doesn't mean that it could work at all.
Why not?
Fish can't pull people.
Dolphos can.
They're not fucking fish,
That's
are
true,
they?
they're mammals.
They're mammals. Same with killer whales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big stand fish.
A shark fish?
Yeah.
I reckon they could pull a human, but a koi could not.
What about a megalodon?
I don't know if it would pull so much as, like, go so fast.
What if he made a giant squid out of the life ring?
Oh, God. If there was a giant squid that could pull me, I'd just go, no, I'll die. I'll just die. Thanks.
Yep, I'm gonna do it. And Abakio's like, all right, Giorno, you've got some good ideas. But what are you gonna do when you get there, idiot?
I'll kill the guy? What do you think? Oh, actually, no, I don't know.
And Mister's like, I'm also on board. My stand's great at killing people. Look,
Pull
I've
out
got a
gun.
gun in my boot.
There's a gun in my boot. I'd be a far
Um,
more effective sheriff that way.
My stand, Sex Pistols, is made for killing. It's perfect for this. And then we see the little imps that he has.
Okay, now you said they weren't bullets.
They're not bullets.
They're just imps.
They're just little guys who live in his gun. They're his stand.
I feel as though...
Okay, let's talk about Sex Pistols.
I think you mean 6 bullets,
Sure.
even though there were 7 and 4 died.
No, there's 6 of them.
I mean, there are 6 of them now, but what happened?
There was
to
never a 4.
Unless he rebranded.
Mr. Sure. He literally rebranded them because they all have their number on their head.
He just walks up to this tiny mini brand being like, oh, this is going to be fucking adorable. You
So-
imagine their little screams.
Let's get started with the Jojo Vele commentary for Sex Pistols.
I liked guns.
They got their name because it sounds like 6 pistols. 6 bullets. They each have slightly different faces, and drawing them got a little complicated.
But they each have different faces.
I might not remember them too clearly anymore. Laughs.
Fuck. Okay, so they don't have different faces.
They've got different faces.
No, they had different faces, and then Araki
No,
forgot.
like, for instance, like number 7 has like big eyebrows.
However,
Yeah, number 5 has like always has like a worried expression, and
but is number 5 the one that punches, or is number 3 the one that punches?
I believe number 3 is the one that bullies number 5.
He is the puncher. Number 5 is the punch-e.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you can see, in fact, in this one picture that they've got on the JoJo wiki, they do look very much more homogenized than they were in this episode. But you can see, like, number 2 has, like, a little burglar mask around his eyes. Number 1 doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
Number 6 has, like, angry-looking eyes.
Those sweet anime eyes. Yeah. Number 5 has like weird
So,
eyelash.
his
things.
stand, it's kind of a unique one compared to stands we've seen so far.
Yeah, I was going to say, they are sentient
Well,
in a way.
I mean, we've seen semi-sentient stands previously, like with Echo's Act 3.
Yeah.
And also most antagonist stands, it seems like. But yeah, so 6 little guys, they live in his gun, and their power is like
Having a great fucking time.
like bullet manipulation. So like, you know, in like bullshit gun martial arts movies where they like curve bullets or like shoot a bullet that like...
Bullshit gun martial. Don't call it bullshit. It's a real thing.
Sure.
You curve the bullet.
And also like John Wick stuff, like super accurate, super fast shots.
No, that's not... Well, I guess it is kind of martial arts gun stuff, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not John Woo.
No. He's
Yeah.
okay, so he's doing John Woo and John
Yeah.
Wick bullshit.
Yeah.
And you know, this comes back to Stans being like a representation of psychic powers. So like someone without a stand would just see his bullets doing this crazy shit. But we see like the little imps riding it and then doing like a big kick to send the bullet off in a new direction.
Which is weird to me, but at the same time, amazing.
To be honest, I didn't love the way they were portrayed in these first 2 episodes compared to how they were in the manga.
Yeah.
I don't know, I just think I found their voices a little abrasive or something.
Yeah.
But get used to it very quickly. And
Wait, are you telling me to get used to
no,
it?
I got used to it.
Okay,
very
you
quickly,
got
and
used to it,
I
right.
imagine you will too, because also like less focus is given to them as characters outside of their introductory arc too, with some exceptions.
Okay, alright.
But like,
Wait, their introductory arc? Does
Yes.
that mean they have character development?
I mean, like in the sense they're part of Mista.
They have a redeeming arc to them, where it's like number 6 finally learns the true meaning of friendship because of one's generosity.
Number 1 is the leader of the group and is typically shot out first.
I love that it's like, typically shot out first. Not always, though.
It's usually distinguishable by its joyful demeanor and canthus-like markings on its eyes.
What does canthus-like markings mean? Do either of us know what that even means?
Canthus, the outer or inner corner of the eye where the upper and lower lids meet. Number 2 appears the most roguelike, which means when it dies it restarts. But will often work together with number 1 as a team. The two have interacted a couple of times through some form of dap greeting. Aesthetically, number 2's eyes have a black bar running between them, giving the appearance of goggles. Number 3 is vicious and commonly shows a belligerent face, having squinted eyes. He commonly bullies number 5. Number 5 is a timid crybaby who is constantly bullied by number 3, identifiable by the spot in his nose region.
Hey, Liam, where was number 4?
Number 6 is...
Man, if ever there was a more cursed number, it's number 4.
When other pistols and or Mista is injured or in danger, number 5 usually stays behind to simply cry until ordered otherwise. Fortunately for
Wait.
Mista, this often leaves number 5 being the last pistol intact should the others be caught in any danger.
So does that mean that if Mister's like, bro, you have to shoot, number 5 will just sit there being like, we can't do it?
Not quite.
Oh, okay, alright. I was just thinking he could just be like, click. Shoot 5, shoot!
Number 6 is considered the most fearsome looking of the group, usually keeping an irate face coupled with a V-shaped marking above its eyes. Unlike number 3, it never displays hostility towards the others, though is nonetheless violent.
He's always scheming, as bullets do.
And finally, number 7 is similar to number 1 in appearance, having completely circular eyes, known to take initiative in a similar fashion. Much like number 2, it'll yell out in excitement when riding a bull. This is just a list of things it's done in the manga, which it may have been arbitrarily selected for.
Man, what a great guy. We can all learn something from number 7.
They truly will enter the gungeon.
When you're feeling like a number 5, just think back. Deep down, you're a number 7. Enter the gungeon.
Sure. What are your thoughts on Sex Pistols as a stand?
Well, it's fucking weird because they're not just like a power.
And we don't really see them do much in this episode.
No, because I thought they would just be like the bullet.
No,
right?
they ride the. So as we saw in this episode later, when Mr. uses his stand, it needs a gun.
Out. Yeah,
but the gun and the bullets are both regular guns and bullets, as opposed to like whole horse's stand, which was a magical invisible gun with magical invisible bullets.
But these guns don't get worse the further away you are.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
Or at least no more than the degree that any regular gun does.
Yes. For a minute I was like, but this isn't a regular gun because it has stand powers. And it's a regular gun. So you could basically get a Tommy gun.
I don't think we ever see him playing around with different kinds of guns, but that would be a neat food for thought.
It's like, hey,
I got this nuclear warhead.
How many bullets do you think I can stick in it?
The Sex Pistols were an English punk rock band formed in London in 1975.
Nice.
They were responsible for initiating the punk movement in the UK and inspiring many later punk and alternative rock musicians.
God save that queen!
Yeah. Through an obscenity-laced television interview in December 1976 and their May 1977 single God Save the Queen, attacking Britain's social conformity and deference to the crown, they precipitated the punk rock movement.
Nice. I'm sure what's-his-name from Prodigy was heavily inspired by them.
Sure.
Yeah. I know the name of the guy.
On 24th February 2006, the Sex Pistols, the 4 original members plus Vicious, which I'm assuming is Sid Vicious, were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, but they refused to attend the ceremony, calling the museum a piss stain.
Nice! God, I wish I could be that cool. Can you imagine? It's like, you win an award at the Emmys, and then you don't go and like, why didn't you go? It's like, oh, because the Emmys...
They're all scum.
You know that little stain on the floor that just appears and you don't quite know how it got there? Yeah, that's the Emmys to me. Yeah.
So they go ashore.
What? The Sex Pistols?
Giorno team.
And, yep. Giorno and Mista.
Yep.
And his 6 buddies.
Yep. His 6 little friends.
It just sounds like he's a crazy person. So they're on this like weird rocky jetty, I guess?
What's the word? It's like the thing that breaks the tide coming into like the calm bay.
Oh, a tide breaker. It's like
every week with this.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, we know what we mean.
Yeah. It's like so that the waters don't just fuck shit up for the buildings there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like a jetty.
The ring turns back into the fish turns back into a ring.
Oh yeah, because it was a life ring, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are tourists everywhere. They all look like they're waiting for someone. Usually probably just sightseeing vessels.
Only 2 of them look like JoJo's characters.
Yeah.
Like
those ones at that table.
No, I was talking about the one who's like looking out with his lady friend.
Okay.
And his shirt comes down to about his nips. And I was like, okay, alright,
sure.
Normal.
Some Jono's like, Mister, how are you going to find the guy? Do you have a plan? And then like wide shot, he's gone.
It's like, what? Where is he?
He's over there. He's set up a little table with a white tablecloth. He's laying out like a nice little lunch spread.
Okay. Yeah. What's he doing?
He's got some Tuscan salami. He's got some red wine. He's got some bread.
Hey, mister.
What the fuck are you doing?
What the shit, bro?
And he's like, what? It's way past lunchtime. I'd prefer to go to a restaurant, but that's a bad idea. This guy probably knows what I look like.
I just love he's like, I would love to go to that one over there.
Yeah.
It's like, no, what?
Mister, like I said, we probably have about 20 minutes, but if this guy's flighty, we might only have 5 or 10. And he says, it's lunchtime. Lunchtime is for lunch.
Even fucking places like
bookshops and
libraries
and
or something?
boutiques.
And boutiques. Bookshops and boutiques have not deigned to sully the name of lunchtime, sir. It is sacred. It is what we live for in Italy.
No one works if they don't have lunch. And then he looks at Giorno like, oh, it's not me. I don't mind. But these little guys expect it. And then like, he gets out a nice big slice of Tuscan salami and they go...
So the sixth... He pulls out his gun. He's like, these guys mind. And I thought, is he going to shoot the salami? And then the 6 dudes pop out and they're like, give me that salami. Come on. Give it to me. Give it to me.
Number 3 picks on number 5 and takes his salami. Number 5 cries about it.
Mister's all like, hey, 3, quit it. Piece of shit. Bullying is wrong.
Giorno's pretty perplexed by this, and Mister's like, just bear with me.
Just bear with.
Could you guys nap after work? And they're all like, no!
Fuck you.
So, Mister has an aside off screen to do some negotiations with his stand, while Giorno goes and gets on the radio.
The former union.
Yeah.
It's like 6 more
Solidarity!
bullets. It's like, guys, come on, I need you to work for me right now. It's like, well, maybe you should have given us more salami. It's so weird. It's such a weird stand.
Their work requirements don't really come up again in the future. He doesn't have to pay the toll anytime he wants to use his stand.
I honestly thought that would be a main thing where it's like, okay, I need to get them to fire, but I need to have an incentive.
I've got a perfect shot lined up on this guy, but what can I give my stands so they'll want to work with me?
It's just like, all right, boys, here we go. And then one of them just goes, clause 53, subsection 5, we don't have to shoot if the man in question is wearing a green jacket.
We don't have to shoot on a Sunday unless afterwards you promise to take us out for chocolate-frosted milkshakes.
Mister just looks around. It's like, oh, I'll promise to do that, boys.
Well, actually, it is like a pretty basic shot, so maybe I can just shoot him in the head regular style.
Does Mister ever use a different gun at all?
We spoke about this before, I don't think so.
No, but I mean, like, ever?
I don't recall off the top of my head, but there might be an occasion where, maybe some damage is done to his gun and he has a working one next time we see him, but
alright.
I don't think so.
No bazookas?
No bazookies.
No. It'd probably work out pretty poorly if one of them kicked the front of it. Just explodes mid-shoot.
So this guy comes out and he's like, hey, we got a radio transmission from a Mr. Zucchero on the lagoon. Anyone waiting for a Mr. Zucchero?
And then Mister, while that guy keeps shouting, anyone Mr. Zucchero?
Mister has stealthed up to the side of the radio shack.
Yes. And he's like, okay, there's a guy who's going to come out who's named something. I don't know what, but he's coming.
Who probably has a name.
He probably has a name that's not Zucchero, but he's interested in Zucchero.
Unless his name is also Zucchero.
I once knew a man named Zucchero. It's not an uncommon name. Indeed. And this guy in the back's like, Mr. Zucchero, anyone for Mr. Zucchero? I wonder if he's already inside. Probably not. I didn't see a back entrance.
Yeah,
but what
so
if there is?
This whole thing happens where, no one's coming. And then eventually Giorno starts getting responses and he has to signal to Mister that, the guy's in the thing. But Mister takes the signal to mean that the guy's coming. So he starts stealthing around.
Well, the response is, hey, it's Zucchero. Why'd you call for my name? And Giorno's all like, oh, fuck off.
So eventually, Giorno briefly experiments with doing the no deal crossed arms to Mister, but he doesn't see because he's too intent on shooting a guy now.
Yeah.
So eventually he just has to shout through the radio so that Mister can hear outside the radio shack. Mister, he's in the radio shack. He must have used a back entrance or something.
The guy's already noticed that Mister's there, shuts the blinds as Mister turns
the perfect crime.
sees him as the blinds come down, pulls up his gun, he's all like, shame. Fucking shame. Bam!
Fires a couple of blind shots.
Bam!
Another utility of Sex Pistols is that,
don't have to see him.
They'll go through... We see this happen now, in fact. The 2 bullets go through. The lead pistol goes ahead, gets off his bullet. He takes stock of where the first guy is.
Yep.
Then second guy careens his bullet to where the first guy is. They do a big kick combo, redirect the bullet, shoot that guy right in the leg.
Hey! Just putting it out there, very impressed with that trigger speed. If this is just a regular gun...
Oh yeah, Mister also gets to do a lot of cool, speed reload shit, unassisted by his stand.
Yes!
And it's the coolest thing that he ever does.
Is it
it's like a 6-shooter
Yeah.
revolver thing. He opens it up and he just drops a handful of bullets that all fall perfectly into the chambers and then he...
Shit. Amazing.
Mister's cool.
I only know... The only other guy that I ever care to think about when thinking about revolver reloads is there's a guy in Killer 7, made by Suda51, named Dan. I know, great name. So his whole thing is that he always just carries around this massive fucking revolver just slung on him like that because he's super chill. But anytime he like has to reload, it is so fast. He's just like, bullets come out, puts the thing in, snaps it, and he's good to go. And every time it takes like less than half a second. And you're just like, I want to be that fast. Holy shit. But yeah, it better be that cool, Liam. It better be that cool.
It's pretty cool.
It better be as cool as Killer 7, which is impossible.
Mr. Pursues.
You there?
Hi, I'm Mr. Pursues.
I will be the Bachelor this season.
Sure. Yeah, whatever.
What? Did that joke had so much potential, and we've just squandered it.
He wouldn't have gone this way. There's too many people that way. And that way's cliffs, and I shot him in the leg. So, gotta be in that truck.
Oh, you skipped over the shouty man going, Mr. Zucchero, turning around being
yeah.
like, what the hell was that noise?
Oh, those were gunshots. You got a problem with it?
I don't know.
I'm a mobster.
Oh, Mr. Zucchero! If only I had his resolve in my life.
Yes. He knows what he's about, and it's about shouting.
It's about shouting, whose fucking boat is this?
Mr. Zucchero.
It's like, he gets shot like 8 times. He's like, God damn it, I'm gonna find Mr. Zucchero and he's gonna get his boat. And like, Mr.
No, Mr. Zucchero's on the boat.
Oh. I'm gonna find the guy who wants Mr. Zucchero so bad.
Yeah.
I may be dying, but by God, I have a job to do. Me, Mr. Boat Shout Man.
So basically, Mr. does some reconnaissance, and he's probably in the driver's seat of the car. There's a cool moment I liked where he goes prone to look under the
Which
truck.
is smart.
Just a neat little touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's like,
This isn't his first.
he's probably hiding in the truck there. I should wait till Jojo comes around and we can get the drop on him. Truck starts. Oh, what? Can't do that anymore.
Fuck that noise. Run after truck.
Yeah, gotta run and gets on the side of the truck on that hanging bar thing.
What is that?
It's just a
Support
handhold
thing?
Handhold
Yeah.
for getting in and out of the truck, I guess.
Fair. Yep.
Or for doing 6 stunts on a moving truck.
Like Mr. Anyway.
And he looks in, and the truck driver is there, and he looks terrified, and gunshot sound, and Jojo is like, was that a gunshot? To be continued.
What if it was just the milkman? No one knows.
No one knows. No one will ever know.
Until I predict it.
So Nick, what were our highlights this week?
Okay. Now, I'm not saying it's the most obvious possible choice, but it's the torture dance.
It's gotta be the torture
It's
dance.
100% the fucking torture dance.
Yeah, no contest.
You cannot top that in this episode.
Lowlights.
I want to say that the low light for me has to be the weird bit before Mr. shoots through the glass. Because they kind of repeat themselves like 4 times.
It was a bit drawn out.
Yeah. Which is like, it has tension. It's fine. But at the same time, they did literally just say, he's inside like 4 or 5 times. I was like, yeah, okay, all right. Come on, Jono. Come on, Jono.
I think my low light is probably the fact that nothing comes of the torture dance. Like, they're just like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, we tortured him. Not going to ask him anything now.
So sad. But it's not about the information.
No. It's about the dance.
The style, the fashion, the JoJos.
So, Nick,
Yes.
Guido Mista is hanging from a moving truck, looking into the eyes of a scared man. Giorno Giovanna is also in the vicinity. The rest of the gang are on the island. There's an enemy stand user. Maybe he's driving the truck. Maybe he's somewhere else. What is going to happen next time on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5 Vento Oreo, aka Golden Wind, in the episode entitled Sex Pistols Appears Part 2.
It's all a ruse.
It's all a ruse.
It's all a fucking ruse.
Mister's a traitor.
Turns out he was the big bad all along. You know that lady from the openings?
Yeah.
That was Mr. all along.
Whoa.
That's right.
He pulls
His
off the
name-
floopy hat and he's got big pink hair.
She's inside in a small cavity in his
Oh,
head.
like in Men in Black.
Exactly. So, okay. I reckon the guy in the truck is not the stand user.
Makes sense.
We haven't seen a stand yet, though, which is kind of annoying.
No.
No. So,
Also, we get kind of a look at the guy, and it is that guy from the car in the previous episode.
what if it just looks like the guy wearing a milkman's outfit? But then where's the milkman?
Whoa.
No, it must be
I don't think it's a milk truck.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. But what if it isn't him? What then? He's climbed up the cliffs? Turns out he's just Superman? Okay, let's assume, for the sake of not just having nothing to go off,
Yep.
this guy in the truck is actually the stand user guy. Mister's gonna try and just shoot him straight up.
Yep. Makes sense. He's got a gun.
But the other guy's stand will be all like, too bad I can...
Force field.
Something like that, yeah. Or like, I can catch bullets.
You know, like, I shot you. No, force field. So Patrick Gill from Polygon, I think he recently observed on a podcast or a stream or something that JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is just a show of kids doing that. Like, no, you can't shoot me because I've got this.
No, you're stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of is, isn't it? Yeah. So
yeah, he'll force field or he'll catch bullets.
yeah, something weird like that. But then what's his stand power?
Probably those things you just said.
No, there has to be another thing.
That's just a thing he can do.
I mean, think all the
I trained for 10 years to be able to catch bullets in my teeth, like in that one movie.
Oh, maybe his stand power's in his teeth. No. But the thing is, all the stands of this part so far have been fucking weird, Liam.
Pretty weird.
Fucking weird. We've had Jornos turn everything into fucking plants.
And animals.
Pulpos has been turned fucking shadow into man scythe with torch thing.
Hi, I'm Shadow Man Scythe.
We've had Zip. Just Zip.
Zip.
What is that?
Zip.
Oh no. We've had 6 bullets.
6 bullets.
That aren't bullets, they're just imp men. We've had Flatboat. What was that, Liam? What the fuck was that? So this one's got to be equally fucking odd. Mm-hmm. What if the truck? What if the car? What if none of the vehicles that he's been driving?
What car?
So you know when they were driving the car talking about the fortune?
Oh, in those guys, yeah.
What if the car was never a car to begin with? What if it was a stand all along?
Oh.
What if the handrail doesn't exist, Liam?
What if he's a transformer?
What if? Exactly. What if the whole thing is like, this truck can turn into whatever I want because my stand is all about mechanical reformation. You're all like, what? How does that work? It's like, doesn't matter.
Don't think about it.
Stands. So something weird like that. Where it's like the truck is.
So then what will happen? He'll shoot the gas tank or something?
What, you mean Mr. will shoot the gas tank? I mean, he's obviously going to try and like shoot a number of bullets to shoot the guy. Mm-hmm. But then magic stand truck.
Yep.
Giorno will arrive and be like, well, I turned your tires into lemurs, so
now, fuck you.
yeah, pretty much, yeah. So something weird will happen with Giorno arriving and Mr. will be all like, you know what? You're pretty alright, Giorno Giovanna.
Now we're best friends.
And Giorno will be all like, how about you fuck off from me?
So they'll kill the guy.
They'll be all like, who told you?
Oh, we
who told you?
We forgot to talk about how Giorno Giovanna declared he had a dream this episode.
With the golden sheen.
Yeah, and like the sunlight dappled through the thing, and then there was a brief moment where those sunbeams like rotated like a DJ disc. You know, a DJ disc?
Yes. I think.
Good stuff. What next in Treasure Hunt?
Okay, in Treasure Hunt, the Lagoon will arrive, and they'll be all like, so, we killed the guy. They'll be like, great. Does anyone else know we're here? It's like, absolutely. They're like, okay.
Everyone.
Literally, the whole mafia. It's like, great, we have like 20 minutes to find the fortune. Good thing I'm Bruno Bucciarati, and I know where the fortune is. So we didn't need to find it, because I know where it is. Yep. So then they'll go off. Some guy will already be there. He'll be like, I can't let you pass without some kind
I'm the treasure keeper.
Exactly.
Solve my riddles.
You can pass if you can answer me these questions 33. And Bruno will be all like, you know what, we'll just kill you
Multiple
instead.
choice.
Just fucking zip him. It's fine.
Yep.
Or some kind of stand battle will occur.
All right, cool, great. That brings us to the end of our episode of JoJo's World, our JoJo's Bizarre Adventure recap and discussion podcast. I've been Liam S. Smith.
I'm Nick Valentine.
You want to take that again?
I have been Nick Valentine.
Rate our show on the service you listen to us with. That helps us.
It's good.
Yeah. Patreon.com/JoJo's World to give us money.
And get bonus eps.
And correspond with us on the socials at JoJo's Podcast.
Yep.
And until next time, to be continued.
Arrivederci.